Good morning everybody and welcome to my channel. It's Belinda here from Visualized NZ. The NZ standing for New Zealand, in case you were wondering. Today is a very special day. It is my part in the Christmas Craft Off 24 collaboration with RachandBella Crafts. We're using the beautiful kit Nostalgic Noel, which is just simply fantastic. If you want to grab this kit, I will have all the information for you. I will have the links in the description box. I have a few admin bits to go over first, so let's get those out of the way. So RachandBellaCrafts.com is where you need to go to get all the information on this collaboration. So links to the kits where you can purchase them on their website. Links to the other videos that are going to be put up during the collaboration, links to the freebies that are available. Now, I can't show you the freebies. Unfortunately, my computer's out of action again, driving me insane. So I haven't been able to print those off for you. I haven't been able to print them off to play with, unfortunately. But there are freebies to go along with this kit as well. Everything you need to know is on the website, so go to the link in the description box and you'll find all the goodies. The kits are 40% off at the moment for the entire collaboration, so don't delay. If you fall in love with them like I have fallen in love with them, go to the website, grab yourself. There's a number of kits, so you can purchase one or all. I think there's 5, entirely up to you. If you want to see a flip through, then head along to RachandBella Crafts on YouTube, and Rachel goes through all the kits so you can get a better look at them. I haven't printed everything off, so I'm not going to do a flip through for you. So go over to RachandBella Crafts to see that. There is a giveaway that goes along with the collaboration, as Rachel usually organises that, with lots of different prizes that are donated by collaborators. I myself am donating some prizes as well. So to enter the giveaway, you need to leave a like and a comment on every video. Now that sounds like a lot, but it really does help us creators. It encourages us, it inspires us to keep going, and just lets us know that we're not alone. It also helps grow our channels, and these collaborations are focused on growing our channels. That's Rachel is very kind. RachandBella, very, very kind in supporting us smaller channels. I've still got a lot of growth to do, so I would appreciate a like and a comment. And if you like what you see, how about hitting that subscribe button as well? I would be forever grateful. So as part of the collaboration, there are 60 videos going up. So 60 collaborators for the month of November, and each day there will be 2 videos. So I'm one for this day, and my partner for today is Edith over at Scrapbooking with Me. We've both got the same prompt, and I'm really excited to see what Edith has done with that prompt. We haven't talked between each other, so we don't know what each other's doing with the prompt, so it's going to be as much a surprise for me as it is for you. So warm welcome to you if you've already watched Edith's video and have come to find me. Hello. And vice versa, if you have come to me first, then please make sure you head along to Scrapbooking with Me to watch my partner's video. I think that's everything I needed to say. If I've forgotten something, I apologize, but let's get into the making stuff, shall we? The fun part. Okay, so this is the kit, just one of the cover pages. Let's get myself situated here. We're also trying to keep our videos relatively short because there's a lot for you guys to get through. So I'm going to keep it to about half an hour. And we're already basically 5 minutes in, so let's get moving. My prompt for today is candy cane tuck spots. And I've been rattling ideas around in my head for a while. I did want to provide you with a freebie. I was all set to get that done at the weekend, and my computer died. So I do apologize. I have not been able to create that for you. Fortunately, it's not too difficult. So I've made a template of a candy cane, and I've just used a, this is a cover from an exercise book. So it's that sort of weight cardstock, not super heavy, but sturdy. And you want something that is sturdy because it's going to be a tuck spot, but not really thick. Like I wouldn't use a very thick cardstock because it's going to be too bulky. So I've made a template, very simple. I just took a lid to draw around to make the curve, and then moved it down a bit and made the curve, and then I just kind of joined the lines to make a candy cane, and I curved the bottom and of course the hook, the loop, whatever, that part. I'm completely discombobulated, guys. I am still so thrown by my computer going down, so please excuse if I'm a bit all over the show because I feel out of sorts. But anyway, so this is my template. So my template I am keeping. I'll just put the papers out of the way for a moment. And I've drawn around it on a different type of, this is a packaging from a like sticker pack or something. And I've drawn around and cut some out like so. So draw around my template, cut it out, and then we cover it. I've got another project like this is a very simple way, but I've got a couple of little like springboardy type things, I guess. Okay, I've already shown you this one. I have covered it with one of the papers, one of the background papers from the kit. So this one here, I thought the red and white works really well with the candy cane. Now you don't have to cover it with paper. You could draw red and white stripes, or if you use white cardstock you could draw red stripes. You could use wrapping paper. What have I done with it? I've buried it. I have done one with wrapping paper. Oh, here it is. I haven't stuck it down to the cardstock though. So there's one using just wrapping paper. This is a bit I was sent last year. Actually in the RachandBella Crafts Secret Santa last year. This is where that comes from. Perfect candy cane, and I think it looks really cool. So you could cover it with wrapping paper if you haven't printed out the digital, or you could draw on it, colour it in, coloured pencils, Posca pens, whatever you like. So very, very simple. For this one, I have chosen out this page here. So this is one of the journal pages. Lovely, beautiful looking armchair and this jar of candy canes with a gold and white candy cane in the background. I've already backed it. So this was before my computer decided to not work. And I've only had it back for, I think, 3 weeks from getting fixed last time. So I'm not a happy camper. Something is wrong systemically, I think. It's got a bigger issue than just something going wrong. I think it needs maybe a new hard drive, but it did have a new hard drive in it when I got it before it died the first time. So I don't know. I'm not a computer expert, so it's gone away to get fixed this morning. Okay, so for this one that I have already prepared here, our lovely candy cane, I wanted a picture where we could still see and enjoy the picture. And then I've prepared a tag, one of the kit tags, just backed it, inked around it. Haven't done anything else at this stage because the focus isn't on what's going in the tuck spot, the focus is the tuck spot. And that would tuck in like so. You know, we can put a topper on, etc. And then when we take it out, we've still got this beautiful image with an added detail. But I don't want to just do that. I want to dress it up a little bit. So I've got this. Isn't she just the most adorable little girl that you've ever seen? What a wee sweetie. So I thought I might attach her kind of something like that. So I'm just going to hold her there I'm not going to ink around her. I just want to leave her little pretty face unsullied by ink. Whoops. I'm just kind of holding her in place so I get her where I want her. Gluing her to that candy cane. Okay, so for gluing to turn it into a tuck spot, we just want to glue it along this edge and along the bottom here and along the bottom of the girl. So she's not backed, she's only on photocopy paper, but because we've got the candy cane, she won't get ripped or anything unless you're very rough. Right, now I just need to make sure I get the glue in the right place on this. And we're going to place her right there. And the candy cane. Okay, just make sure that glue holds. Now, if you find that you need a little bit more glue, then with a fine tipped bottle, like I can see, I just want to get a bit more at the top there. I can just go in and add a bit more glue. Because it needs to be secure enough to hold whatever you want to tuck in. And this sweet tag, I think, is just going to make a lovely little... I'm being careful because I don't want to pull up the candy cane and rip the glue up. And so it's just there, and it's held perfectly just with those small areas glued down. I think that is super pretty. I love that. So that's the first idea. Super simple, guys. Like, I've made it really, really simple because I think it doesn't need to be elaborate. You could add a bow, you could add some glitter to the candy cane, some glossy accents. You know, you can dress it up as much as you like. This is really just the starting point for your own creativity. So that's that one. I thought I could add another one to this side, and I might do that, but I have some other ideas. So I'm going to put this one aside. We might be grabbing that tag out because I only prepared one. So this is a page that I haven't backed because I haven't got the option now to print out on the back of it. So we're just going to pretend that it's all ready to go as a dragon. That is weird. I just looked up to the TV screen and there was an ad for a program called Dragon. So that's what came out my mouth. I do apologize. Super weird. So I have this lovely arrangement of hearts made out of candy canes. So I'll show you how I've done that. So there's a straight one. Here's the one I'm going to be working on. So I've taken my template and I've drawn around it. Easy peasy, like that. Then I've flipped it over and lined up the bottom and this curve here and this curve at the bottom, and then drawn around it again. It is a little trickier to cut out. I will give you that warning because you've got this space in here which needs cutting out. Just moving my fingers out the way. Whoops. That went a bit off line. And just like that, you have a heart. I'm just going to come in here. I'm not going to cut the whole thing out. I'm just going to kind of give you a little bit of a demonstration. Or should I cut the whole thing out? I don't know. You can't answer me, can you? So have you caught all the videos of the collaboration so far? I am up to date. I've only got today's to watch, which I am super happy about so far, that I'm so far up to date, but it's early days. No doubt I will slip behind a little bit as we go through because life is busy. But I do want to watch each and every video because it's just so inspiring. And even if you don't make the projects then and there, you can always come back, use the website, RachandBella Crafts website, or search on YouTube for Christmas Craft Off 24. That's a hashtag, so you can use the hashtag. You can find those and rewatch them if you need a little extra dose of inspiration, or if you want to check on dimensions or exactly how somebody put something together. It's always there for you to refer back to. You can go back and watch last year's as well. So cut that out, and then I like to take a craft knife, and sometimes I put a ruler here, but generally I find I can cut fairly straight like this. So if you don't have a craft knife, or you're not comfortable using a craft knife, then you can just like come in and do a cross and then get your scissors in and cut it out that way. So the curves are a little bit more tricky. Just have to take your time and kind of ease the blade around the corner. Again, you could come in with scissors. The other one I did a combination of scissors and knife. And please be very, very careful that you don't cut yourself if you're doing this. So as I'm doing the curves, I'm doing shorter sections. Just haven't quite got that corner, that point out. Here we go. Because I've gone more carefully, I haven't gone all the way through, so just go back over carefully and make a little deeper cut. It's a lot safer that way than trying to get all the way through, particularly on these tricky areas. Okay, so you could take your scissors instead. Which way do I want to go in? Also can help to just like snip out the excess so you're not fighting with it. And get in there with your scissors instead. So whichever you're more comfortable with. Right, there we go. So we've removed the center portion and we've got our lovely base there, which is a candy cane heart. So I'm not going to cover it, but what I did do is I then took my template, laid it on my paper and traced around it, then flip and trace it around. And you might want to alter direction if you want your stripes to be different. So I wanted my stripes to be different angles. So one I might do like this, and then the next one I might flip it over and then kind of put, you know, somewhere different so the stripes are different, and then cut them both out, and then I just stuck their corresponding. So the one I did this way goes that, and then the one I did this way goes on that side, if that makes sense. If you don't flip your piece, then you'll end up with two candy canes facing the same direction and you won't have paper for the other side. So bear that in mind. And you do it on the front or the back. Doing it on the back, I think you don't have to hide any pen lines or pencil lines. Yeah. Anyway, I think I've made that clear enough. Won't belabor the point. Okay, so I have already prepared this one. Another tip I would say, because this is only wrapping paper, it's very, very thin. I did not wait for the glue to dry before I cut it out, and so I tore the edges of the paper. Little unfortunate, but just adds to that rustic vibe, doesn't it? And I'm working with recycled materials, both the cardstock. This is actually done with the same as my template, same cardstock. Today would normally be my trash craft video. Trash Craft Tuesday is what it's called. So I felt like I needed to inject some of that trash into my project. So I'm kind of hitting that note. Now I'm inking with Aged Mahogany Distress ink because it's a beautiful reddy brown, and I think it works really well with Christmas. So I'm just going to, and that's what I used on the other single candy cane as well. So a little bit trickier to get the inside edge, especially with this. I might actually need to switch out. Maybe use a wee sponge instead. Might be a little easier to get into those tight corners. Yep, that's much easier. much easier. Now it might smear a bit because this being, you know, shiny wrapping paper, it might smudge, but that's okay. And I'm getting it all over the place in spots, especially on these corners. So the ink will help to disguise any of those bits where I tore the paper. Just roughed it up a little bit. Okay, so we've got our double candy cane. And for this, because it takes up more space on the page, I would use a page that you weren't obscuring a beautiful picture. Like if I put this over top of even this side, you know, we're kind of losing the prettiness of that design. And if I were to use it on this page instead of the single candy cane, we're kind of losing the fact that it's an armchair. It's mostly hidden. So that's why I've gone with a single one here on this type of page. I'm really happy with that. It turned out even better than I was expecting. So I'm pleased. This one I would put on something that's still decorative, but you're not obscuring anything, any focal point. And for this one, I thought this beautiful, cute little girl with her puppy would look really, really lovely at the bottom there. And to me, I like stories. I like things that connect. So for me, a heart of candy canes connects beautifully with a girl and her puppy. That to me sells a message, a very festive but touching, heartfelt connection. So I'm just wondering, do I want to ink around her or them? And do I want to back it? The candy canes on the cardstock are the tuck spot rather than the girl. So again, I think it's not entirely necessary. So for this one, oh, hope you can't hear my tummy. It's making some interesting noises right now. So just wondering. So this one, I think it's a little narrow for the tag. Or maybe we could just fit a tag in of one of the kit tags. Or we might have to make a custom tag. I'm going to go ahead with it, and I might just have to make a narrower tag to fit inside. So I'm going to glue it at the bottom. And just on the very outside edge, just a tiny little bit, because I don't want to make it too narrow. And we'll put it about there because we want room at the top for whether it's a tag or a journal card, we need room for it to poke out the top. Right, just while that's drying, I'm not going to ink around her. I think she'll be fine. Now, where do I want to glue? Glue basically on her head and along the bottom of her skirt or her dress, and then maybe a little bit on the dog, and up through the center there where it's going to be on the candy cane. So let's try that. Don't want to glue shut our tuck spot. So her pom-pom is sticking up, and she would look adorable, like if you added some glitter or something to her fur trim. I think that would be really sweet. I'm not going to. I don't have any white glitter or thing that I could use like that, but you totally could. So very simple ideas, guys. They're not super complicated or hard to achieve. Now, is that going to fit? I'm a bit nervous that I might glue it in there because I think that glue's probably not entirely dry. I think what I would do is make a slightly narrower tag than the kit tags, or even just trim off the border would probably be enough, just to give it a little bit more wiggle room. And then, but that gives you an idea. And we've got this lovely aperture that you see the design of the tag through. So I'm going to remove it out of there in case I end up with it glued in, because I think that would be a bit unfortunate. So simple, slightly more complicated, but still not hard, not difficult to do. Okay, one more idea. And do I have enough cardstock? Because I've done this one. Oh yes, I've got these ones that I've already cut out. Okay, so this time I want them like this. So let's try to use this paper. I do think this paper looks really, really cute. There are a few others that I pulled out that I thought might work. So red and white, obviously, I think is a given for a candy cane. But I also thought like something like this would work. You do see green on candy canes, like peppermint stripe, minty stripe. This one kind of going with those red, white and green. This one I thought would possibly work as well, just gives you a different feel for the candy canes. This one could be fun. I mean, shall we try that one actually? Let's try that one, because I think that's going to be quite fun and just a little bit different. Okay, so flip it over, and I'm just going to put some glue on these. So I need to make sure that I have them like this. So otherwise I'm going to completely muck up the project. This one can go there. Just give it a press down. Hopefully I'm not off camera here, guys. I did lower the camera a little bit, so hoping I'm not slipping off the bottom of the frame. Who's excited for Christmas? I am actually really excited this year. Been totally getting early into the Christmas vibe, and I bought a decoration and put it up, and hubby's like, well, you can put it away now. And it's like, no, it could stay up. And he says, but it's not Christmas yet. He wasn't quite in the same frame of mind as I was, so I did put it away, partly because I had it sitting on top of our fireplace, and we're getting weather where we're still lighting the fire, so, and it's definitely not something that would survive being on top of the firebox. Right, so I'm just going to cut these out as quick as I can. How are we going on time? Oh, we're almost at time. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pause, bring you back when these are cut out. Hang on a tick, friends. So I've cut these out and I've gone for a less traditional feel, but it still has a traditional vibe in one sense because of the papers that we're using. So for this one, it gives you a little wider tuck spot. So I'm just going to glue down the edge of the short part and across the bottom. I just had to double check. Kind of going for almost a page width there. Right, same on the other side. I haven't inked around these. I thought I'm running out of time. So we're just going to go as is. So where the heart one, we overlapped at the bottom. These ones are sitting side by side. And we're going to have this whole width to work with. So our tag would work really lovely in there without running into any glue issues. And again, you have this aperture here where you can see, or gap where you can see the design on the tag. That candle actually looks really beautiful in the middle there. And again, we can dress it up with a little something at the bottom. So I haven't pre-picked anything out, but there's a few baubles. And I'm like, they might be quite nice. Or a present. There's a few gifts as well. Actually, I like the present at the bottom there. So I'm just going to take a guess at where the glue's going to go. So I don't want it in the middle because that would close up this space. So I'm just basically putting it on both sides where it's going to sit over the candy canes. So really simple dressing up. I'm not going to great length to add bits and pieces. But you can go to town if you choose. Simple as. And we could fit in a nice wide journal card in there instead of a tag. Would be lovely. I might actually, once you work out what you're putting in there, you might decide, okay, I want to glue that up a little bit more. And I think this I would add just a little bit more glue. Whoops, a bit too much glue on the bottom of these, just to give a little bit more security. And we've still got heaps of width to play with. So there we go guys. I'm sorry I took slightly longer than what I was anticipating, but not too bad. So we've got 3 ideas, all very simple. Just have a play with, make yourself a template. I'm still hoping I can get a template freebie up, but it probably won't be this week. I don't even know when I'm going to get the computer back. So we've got the single one, making the most of the image in the background. We've got this heart candy cane tuck spot, and then we've got this double candy cane tuck spot, but facing out rather than facing in. Okay, 3 ideas for you to have a play with. I hope you enjoyed the video. I really hope it made sense. Thanks so much for joining me. Remember, leave a like and a comment if you'd like to enter the giveaway, or if you'd just like to encourage me. I would be grateful. Hit the subscribe button if you care to. And do head along to Edith at Scrapbooking with Me if you haven't already, and watch what she's doing with candy cane tuck spots. Hopefully I'll see you back again soon. Thanks everybody. Bye for now.